There's a woman I'll call Sophie. At first glance, Sophie seemed ordinary. She wasn't the loud, flamboyant type who immediately draws attention. She didn't wear extravagant clothes or flash a perfect smile or try to dominate every room she entered. And yet, men were inexplicably drawn to her. Some of them didn't even know why. But the more time they spent with her, the more they found themselves thinking about her, even when she wasn't around. It wasn't luck. It wasn't beauty. It was psychology and a deep understanding of human emotion. Step 1. Emotional mirroring. The first trick Sophie used was almost invisible. She listened. Not just casually like most people do while scrolling their phones, but really listened. She would nod at just the right moment, repeat back what someone said in her own words, and notice the subtle emotions behind their words. Psychologists call this emotional mirroring, and it's extremely powerful. When a person feels truly understood, their brain releases oxytocin, a hormone associated with bonding, trust, and attachment. For example, if a man shared a small achievement, like finishing a tough project, Sophie didn't just say, "Oh, that's nice." She smiled warmly, leaned in slightly, and said, "Wow, I can tell you put so much effort into this. That must feel really rewarding." That one simple act made him feel valued and connected in a way most people never experience. And here's the secret. When you pair attention with validation, people start associating you with positive emotions, and that's how attraction begins to grow. Step 2. The power of mystery. Sophie never revealed everything about herself at once. She would share stories about her life, but always leave some details unexplained. This is no accident. Mystery creates curiosity, and curiosity activates the brain's reward system. Humans naturally want to fill in the gaps. We want to know the why and how behind a person's behavior. For instance, she might casually mention she loves painting, but never show her work immediately. Men found themselves imagining her painting, thinking about what her style might be, and trying to picture her in those private moments. The brain is naturally drawn to things it can't fully understand. It creates mental investment, a key element in attraction. Step 3. Emotional triggers. Sophie had a talent for making people feel emotions deeply. She knew how to laugh at the right moments, smile when someone succeeded, and show subtle concern when someone struggled. Psychologists call this affective resonance, the ability to amplify someone else's emotions by responding in kind. When a man was excited about a goal, Sophie's eyes lit up. Her voice carried genuine enthusiasm. When he was worried or stressed, she leaned in and offered comforting words without judgment. The fascinating part, people don't even notice consciously how much this affects them. They just feel a magnetic pull toward her, because humans are wired to connect with those who make their emotions feel understood and validated. Step 4. Subtle social proof. Another trick Sophie used was subtle, almost invisible social proof. She didn't brag. She didn't flaunt attention. Instead, she positioned herself in ways that naturally showed respect from others. Perhaps a colleague would praise her work, or a friend would casually mention how reliable she is. Men noticed, at a subconscious level, that she was valued by others. And psychology tells us that people desire what is socially validated. This is why many men often feel that someone like Sophie is different or special without realizing why. It's the invisible pull of social proof combined with emotional intelligence. Step 5. The art of intermittent reinforcement. Here's where the hook becomes almost irresistible. Sophie didn't give constant attention or validation. Sometimes she was warm and engaging. Sometimes she was distant or preoccupied. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, a principle that makes behavior addictive. It's the same reason people get hooked on social media, video games, or gambling. The reward is unpredictable but desirable. When a man experienced these small emotional wins, compliments, attention, encouragement, he started to crave more. He didn't know why he kept thinking about her, but he couldn't stop. The unpredictability made her attention feel like a treasure, not a guarantee. Step 6. Making men feel competent. Another subtle trick, Sophie always allowed men to feel competent and valued. She complimented effort, encouraged small victories, and made men feel like they were contributing positively to her world. Psychologists call this the IKEA effect in social relationships. People value more what they've invested effort into. By letting men invest emotionally in her through attention, care, or shared experiences, they became more attached over time. Step 7. Natural charm, not manipulation. What makes Sophie truly remarkable is that she wasn't manipulative. She wasn't playing games or forcing anyone to like her. She simply understood human psychology and used it naturally, enhancing connections rather than exploiting them. And here's the lesson. Attraction isn't just about looks or flirting skills. It's about how you make someone feel, how you interact, and how you create subtle emotional bonds that linger long after a conversation ends. Step 8. The science behind it all. If we break it down scientifically, oxytocin and dopamine, emotional connection releases these chemicals, creating a sense of bonding and reward. Curiosity and mental investment. Mystery activates the brain's reward circuits, making someone think about you subconsciously. Intermittent reinforcement. Unpredictable attention makes the emotional bond addictive. Social validation and mirroring. Humans are wired to follow signals of approval and connection. All of these elements combined explain why some women seem magnetic to men. They aren't using magic. They're leveraging natural psychological principles that every human brain responds to. Step 9. The takeaway. Next time you wonder why certain women seem effortlessly attractive, it's rarely about physical looks. It's about the emotional hooks they create, the subtle ways they make people feel valued, seen, and intrigued. Anyone, male or female, can learn these principles. Emotional intelligence, subtle influence, curiosity, and reinforcement are skills, not secrets reserved for a few. Sophie's story isn't about tricking someone. It's about understanding human psychology and using it to build genuine connection, making her presence unforgettable, almost magnetic, in a way that feels natural and ethical. And that is the real secret. The power to attract, connect, and influence isn't in the eyes or smile. It's in the mind and heart.